maternity swimwear as well, because it's very, very unusual. So the show explores the last century of swimming through the lens of design. It's divided into 3 sections. We begin in the pool, we move into Lido, and then we end in nature. And each of those sections allows us to explore different themes, whether it's materials and making, whether it is the kind of evolution of swimwear as a fashion object, or whether it is swimming in outdoor spaces and the architecture that allows access for that.
Good.
But swimwear used to be very readily available to hire. This is for people who don't have the need or the means to buy a piece of swimwear to keep all the time. So if you visited a pool or if you visited a seaside resort, you'd be able to rent swimwear from either a private company or from like the local council or municipality. So the one we have here is stamped with Margate Corporation to show that it's the property of the council, and I really love it. Well, some of the really contemporary pieces we have in the show are thinking about access to public space. What swimwear really does is it allows access to public pools, public beaches, places like this. If you do not have swimwear, you can't access those spaces. So a lot of the contemporary designers that we feature are really creating swimwear that allows access for bodies that maybe haven't had swimwear created for them previously.
System just tucked around the corner and together. Yeah.
Back in the 18th century, when visiting the seaside and the coast first became fashionable, it was really to do with ideas around health and well-being. Doctors would prescribe sea bathing, visits to the coast, even drinking seawater, which thankfully we don't do anymore. But it was very much this idea of health. And so the leisured classes would visit coastal resorts and they would become very, very fashionable. We've seen this idea really back in the spotlight in recent years, especially since the pandemic, when indoor pools were shut. There's this real flourishing around the country of outdoor swimming and really wanting to immerse yourself in nature.
Seems like millions.
I hope that they will take away the fact that this is a design story, it's a fashion and architecture story, but it's also social history. I think anything to do with sport, activities, leisure, like we talk a lot about the democratization of leisure, these are all real social history stories. So I hope they take that away, but also I hope they leave and just really want to jump into their local pool, go and visit the seaside, jump into a river, be safe, but jump into a river and just have a wonderful time in water.